Frick. Sorry about that, guys. But, yeah, Marcus Aurelius once said, it's not, like, if you deviate from the goal, freaking mangoes. Anyways, if you deviate from the goal, it's not the end of the world. It's not something to be, like, ashamed of. You just rejoice in returning to the good, returning to the stoic, returning to the great, returning to the gusto, for lack of a vocabulary, for lack of a thesaurus. But yeah, like, just instead of holding your head low and being like, oh, I've been so bad, I get to be good. I get to be great. I have the choice every single day. It doesn't matter what I've done. It matters what I'm going to do and get to do. I have the privilege of doing. That's the power of language, guys. I have to do this. I get to do it. I get to be great. I get to get 1% better. It's not about just fucking climbing the mountain all in one step. It's going to take a whole lot of steps, But you just get one step better. Take one step forward instead of one step backwards or one step to the side. You're going to get better. You just got to commit. Anyways. Yeah, that was what was really driving me. And then at the end of the lift, I remember another thing, I've been getting a little philosophic, a little stoic, a little, the brain gets going, you get the blood flowing, the blood pumping, all the areas get nourished. And, I was thinking, you know what I'm saying? And I remembered a quote. It was kind of a, black pill, nihilistic little saying. It's like, everyone's a slave to something. And you're like, yeah, it's true. Whether you're a slave to your phone or drugs or alcohol, or maybe it's, a relationship or anything. But everyone is a slave to something, okay? There is something you willingly or unwillingly give most of your time to. Now, I can attest to this. I had a bad mindset for a long time. I was a slave to smoking. It's fun. It's awesome. And do I miss it? A little bit. But do I miss getting worse every day? Fuck no. Absolutely freaking not. A good guacamole. Grief. It's just, I love getting better more than I love getting high, more than I love just feeling good. I love the feeling of getting better. It's just so much more fulfilling. And that brings me back to the main point. If you're going to be a slave to something, be a slave to something that fulfills you. Be a slave to something that you genuinely enjoy and brings you long-lasting pleasure, instead of being a slave to something that gives you momentary pleasure and then eventual regret. Like, I never smoked and was like, oh yeah, I feel so good about myself, especially when I try and lift. There's just amotivational, just lack of any gusto. All I cared about was getting high later. And it's just like, lock the fuck in, Like, it's just such a catabolic freaking mindset. Like, I lifted with a buddy during 2020-ish, and I was at home every day. And you know what? I'd wake up, pound a beer or two, smoke a toke. He'd come over, we'd pound a lift out. We were about the same strength at the time. It was awesome. We just pound out some friggin' weights together. And then, time goes on, he keeps getting friggin' stronger and stronger. I'm like, man, this guy's ferocious. What the fuck am I doing wrong? Completely blind to the fact that I am just stabbing myself. Just absolutely shooting myself in both feet. Like, just taking a shotgun and blowing them off, basically. Like, oh. Like, I kick myself now, but you know what? I'm not going to hang my head in shame. I'm going to rejoice at the fact that I get to get better now. I get to have that perspective. I know what it's like to be on the other side. And no matter how good it might seem to, go back to the high, the quick fun, it's not as good as getting better. It's not as good as, just living with gusto, living with purpose. Nothing beats purpose. That's what drives man. That is what drives all of human evolution, is purpose. Whether it was, hunting and gathering, or building stuff, or just being better. To strive to be better is what's got us here and is what will get us to the future, okay? Nothing gets better if you don't, okay? You can't just sit around and wait for shit to happen. You gotta friggin' do it. But yeah, and I just find what you love and get better at it. It is so easy to be in the top 1% of something if you just try. If you try to be good at it. And you don't give up. You stay consistent. You just drive every day. Because guess what? 99% of people are going to give up at some point. If you keep friggin' grinding, you will find what separates the 1% from everyone else. And it's consistency, it's grit, it's the willingness to do something every single freaking day and not give up. Even if you're not seeing, quick gains, if you're not seeing any substantial improvements right away, it's just keep at it and you'll be friggin' great. You know how rare that is? It's truly a beautiful thing. Anyways, that pretty well wraps things up into what I was gonna say. But yeah, just wanted to share some wisdom with you guys. A little bit long-winded and such, but I feel like I got my point across. Anyways, you guys take care. Take it easy. Take care of yourself. Get better. Peace.